Like, oh my god, I'm back in town. We should definitely come and talk and get together and grab some drinks so I can juice you up and we can get freaky. I'm joking.
But I stay fresh, never bump me. Niggas love to hate China. We by both bind. I don't play, but I crack spines. I've been finessing since I'm minor.
What's up, everybody? It is Welcometochynna, and I am ready to get into the story. So I can't even do my song, sis, because I'm already tight. This already got me shook. Anyway, y'all, I am here with a story time, and you can see your girl is barefaced and ready to fight because this story is already making me mad. But if you read the title, you see I'm about to talk to you about my 5-year later encounter with my crush and take y'all through this whole story and emotional roller coaster. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm on my way to 400 subscribers. So show your girl some love after this and help me get this video to 10 comments, y'all. And your girl will appreciate it. So let's get into it. So today I'm going to be doing a facial. So it gives me something else to kind of like think about. And also it's like 6 in the morning. So good morning. Let's look good. And yeah, this story, I just actually like started to like stalk his Facebook. And I like seen that like he just like is having a baby and is engaged. I haven't looked in this man's Facebook in a long time. So it's already messy. All right, y'all, so let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to be using on my face before I get into the story is this coconut extract by Palmer's Coconut Formula facial scrub. I have already washed my face and I use this Biorè rose quartz and charcoal, good for oily skin. I was using this in the summer. This is one of my favorites, so this is what I used on my face. And then also I am going to be using the coconut facial scrub to go ahead and exfoliate my skin. That's the first step. So I have a wet rag. I'm gonna wet my face and then exfoliate and get into the story. So y'all, this story basically takes place in a high school. So that's where I went to school and that's where I met Ben. So Ben is going to be his name. Obviously I'm not going to give his real name because that's T and whatever. So this brought up so many like traumatizing memories for me. Why? Because this was like one of like my first like interracial like true reactions. Like he's white, I'm obviously black. So this was like kind of a big deal, and especially like back in like 2012, 13, 2014, like interracial dating, especially in high school, and I went to like an all-white school in the suburbs, was kind of not a thing. So I'm just gonna kind of put that already out there because we snuck around a little bit. So with that being said, Ben was like an all-American white boy. He had like blue eyes, brown hair. He was like super, super cute. Wasn't the tallest, but he was super fine. And like I have always kind of been attracted to white guys and people of different races. I love black guys as well, dated a bunch. So it kind of just really depended on the day for me. So anyway, he was like an all-American. He was super fine, but he was super pretentious and he was an asshole. So he was like super rude and like, you know, he was real uppity, but he was white and rich and that was just who he was. But I just thought he was fine. And see, that's where I always got caught up on just thinking somebody is fine. So I'm taking this, y'all, and just like rubbing this in circular motions. I'm probably gonna do this for about 30 more seconds, just opening up my pores on my clean face. So anyway, one day in particular, he goes ahead, he slides into my DMs. So like back in the day on Instagram, that was like the only way that like we talked to each other, and like he liked my pictures and we started to talk. So this was around like end of 10th grade going into 11th grade. And then one time in particular, we actually got a chance to meet up. So my parents were like kind of strict, and like I could only really go out if I had like a real reason to go out. Like they weren't like controlling, but like it was my friend's, I'll give her name, Helen. It was my friend Helen's birthday party, and Helen invited him because she knew I had a big crush on him and they were cool, so he came. So long story short, like after the party's over, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and we end up like going into the back of, I think, his friend's car, who they end up like having rumors that he was gay with. That's another story. End up going into his car and we ended up like kissing and like making out. That's all that I did. I was a kid. I didn't have any sex then, so that's what it was. So we did that and kind of like fondled around, and after that I was like, oh, he likes me, he's feeling me, you know, me just being dumb and silly. So whenever we would talk like and see each other, it would always be like kind of in secret. Like I didn't want anybody to know because it was just so taboo, and like you wouldn't really place us together, and like he didn't like go out of his way to let anybody know either. And just kind of like in high school, like he wasn't walking me to my locker and shit. Like I kind of had my own hoes anyway, but we always would just like mess around. So after the party incident, like after that happened, like we started to talk more and more, and then he ended up dating my classmate. And when he ended up going out with my classmate, like, it was about 2 months into him dating my classmate. I'm not even gonna name her name, whatever. Like, he ended up dating her, and after that, I was like, okay. Like, he still tried to talk to me during that time. I still talked to him, I have to admit, sorry. And he was just playing me. Like, everything would kind of, like, lead to, like, either being, like, sexual or, like, trying to, like, meet up. So, like, I knew what it was, but, like, I was, like, an angsty teenager. So, like, I was, like, all with the sex talk. So, like, it was fine. Like, don't judge me. Anyway, so after that happened, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. I already cleansed my face, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this Mario Badescu Rose Water and Witch Hazel Facial Toner. It's one of my favorites. It's really great. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a rag and dab this all over my face and let it dry. So anyway, what I was saying was that was really the tea. We were still kikiing. He had a girl, didn't have a girl. So they ended up breaking up because it's high school, honey. So that was kind of over with. So prom night, we kind of said what's up to each other, still kind of dry. I went out to school, still kind of dry. So we didn't really talk, like, at all for, like, 4 years. And, you know, me and him talked a decent amount. So, like, I don't want to, like, you know, divulge that. I have, like, very bad trauma from, like, high school and all types of shit. So I don't remember, like, all of the encounters we had, but that was pretty much it. So let that be what it is. So I'm going to let this toner sit on my face for about a minute and dry. Make sure I get it on my forehead, and then I'm going to go ahead and put on my facial mask. I'm also going to go ahead and turn on my facial steamer. This is my facial steamer right here. It is Conair. I got it from the thrift store for like $5. It's not one of the expensive ones, but it works great, honey. So I'm going to let her go ahead and heat on up. I also put some lavender extract in there. Shout out to Amazon. So anyway, y'all, that was the case. So I haven't seen him since high school anyway. So let's go ahead and go to when I came back home. So long story short, y'all, I moved back home after college because I had very bad anxiety. Acting wasn't hitting, so it was what it was. So I came back home, and what do you do when you come home when you're China? Hit up your old hoes. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. So anyway, I started to like go through my roster of men. So first and foremost, I'm gonna always be like, you know, what's up, y'all? I'm still gonna see what's going on with some of the guys from high school because whatever, I didn't have anybody else to talk to then. So I'm gonna introduce somebody new to the story, and his name is Josh. So keep Josh in mind. Josh is very important. I'll tell y'all the story about Josh another time. Anyway, so I'm talking to Josh. Josh is someone I went to high school with. I'll give you a little backstory. He was very, very bad in high school. He was one of those bad boys. He would smoke weed, do drugs, do all types of stuff. He was super, super popular, super popular. He wasn't like sports popular. He was bad boy popular, like, you know, weed, all types of stuff. So he was a bad boy, but he always flirted with me. He always liked my pictures. I always thought he was cute. He was like kind of like a unique cute, and like who doesn't like bad boys? That's when I did like bad boys back in the day. I got notes over here, y'all. So I come home and I still have no men. So he hit my line a little bit, and we like have always made plans to like hang out, but they never came to fruition because in high school I was like so innocent that like I didn't even smoke, like I didn't do anything. So him and I made plans to hang out and like, you know, obviously chill, nothing bad like sexual. Him and I actually never did anything together. So that's the case, okay? So I'm a good girl. So him and I became very, very close, and one time in particular, like I said, I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and then like we like smoked together, and I literally like had like a epiphany of love for this man, and him and I became very, very close. So just keep that in mind. This was the person I started to see when I came back home. Next I'm gonna use on my face is this Aveeno Oat Mask with pumpkin seed extract, along with this facial brush that I got off Amazon. It's like silicone. I love it. I would recommend it. I'll put the link in the bio. So I'm gonna put this on my face and then steam my face as we do it. So anyway, y'all, I was like, okay, that's cool with me, baby. Me and you can start to talk. Throw baby. I'm so off topic today. So anyway, him and I said, okay, we're gonna get together and we're gonna like start to spend more and more time together. So that was him. That's who I started to see. But as all good things, they come to what? An end. So him and I, we like stopped really talking like around like March. So between January and March him and I like were talking. And then once March hit around St. Patty's Day and this event I'm about to talk about happened, we were not really talking around that. So it wasn't that long, but it was like definitely like deep and emotional, and we like watched The Office together and all that fun stuff. So that's him. So we fall off, and what am I gonna do? Go back through my roster of hoes. And I didn't mention that when I first came home, the big reason why I didn't like hit up Ben was because he had a girlfriend. But honey, after me and Josh stopped talking, Ben happened to be single. So what did your girl do with her stupid self? She hit up Ben. So I'm like, yo, Ben, I see you single, baby. What's up? Nah, I was like, oh my God, I'm back in town. We should definitely come and talk and get together and grab some drinks so I can juice you up and we can get freaky. I'm joking. So, like, he worked at the local, I'm not going to tell you where he worked. It wasn't anything basic. He had a good job, but it was some type of sales job. I'm not telling you where because it's too obvious. Anyway, so he agreed, and what did he do? Ghost me. What did he do? Never say anything back to me about it. What did he do? Tell me he'll show up, and he didn't even hit me back the day of. So, y'all, I already kind of, like, messed up this mask. Like, it looks really crappy, but whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna let this sit on my face and tell you the rest of the story while I sit here with the steamer. So he ghosted me. And at that point, I just kind of let bygones be bygones. I didn't say anything to him about it. I'm gonna go ahead and steam my face for about 5 minutes until it like gets like hardened. So that was the case. He unadds me. We don't talk. I see that like we're not friends on Instagram anymore. He unfollowed me. So I'm like, okay, Ben's back to normal. That's how he always is, acting fake. So St. Patty's Day rolls around. And if you guys haven't seen my St. Patty's Day story time, all of this happened on this traumatizing day. And you wonder why I'm messed up. So St. Patty's Day comes around, and I go out with my co-worker, Jo Marie, and then my friend Jocelyn, and a bunch of other girls and guys. So we go down to O'Shillelagh's downtown Detroit, and we're hanging out. And lo and behold, guess who is getting a beer? Want to know who's getting a beer? Ben's getting a beer. He's getting a green beer right in front of me. So I'm like, oh my God, this is the love of my life from high school right here in front of me. Ben Affleck, I'm playing. So I like kind of freak out, and like no one that I was with me in high school, so they didn't understand how crazy this was to me and how wild this was to me. So I was just like freaking out to myself, and I already was like, I don't really care, but I'm both right now. So I was off both. I had a drink, yeah, I had a smoke. So like I said I need you, but I don't. You know, I was just like already off one. So your girl was like shook. So anyway, after that, he turns around. I promise. He turns around and he sees me with my group of girlfriends, because it was like a one walking way, and it was like it was like a line of people walking one way and a line of people walking the other way, like the mall. And he sees me, he literally does this. He gives me the middle fingers. He's in the middle fingers, and he sticks out his tongue. He did that. He said, eh. I said, oh my God, I said his name. Y'all, I said his name. I said, Ben, where are you going? Where are you going? Come here. Where are you going? He's like, nah. And he's like obviously drunk, and I was like, oh my God. So then he goes and walks towards like the dance floor, and I go to like one of my friends who doesn't even know him, who this is super irrelevant to, and I'm like, yo, I just like saw my high school crush, and the guy I messed with, and he like flicked me off or whatever. She's like, oh my God, girl, I don't really care, but oh my God. So I'm just like, Lord Jesus, what am I gonna do? So after that, I'm like in shock, and then we go into like the dance floor room, and lo and behold, guess who's over there with the group of girls of mutual friends that I came here with? It's Ben. And he's talking to the girls, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what in the Macomb County, Michigan? Because everybody in Michigan knows each other, and of course he's gonna know all of his little white girlfriends. So he's like talking to this one girl or whatever, and I come over there, and then he's like, oh, and he like takes his beer, and he's like kind of like throwing it like kind of like in front of like my feet, like not on me, thank God, because he would have got smacked at that point. He's like, oh. I'm like, oh what? He's like, nothing. And he goes and gives me literally his beer. He's like, nothing. And he gives me his beer or whatever. And then the one girl that he was talking to, Susie May, was like, you know him? Oh my God, you know Ben? Bitch, yes, I know him. I know him way before you did, girl. And yes, he's down with the swirl. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off and finish the rest of the story. And I'll see ya in a second. Look at this skin, baby. It's the skin for me. It's the skin for me. It's serving. So anyway, we ended up getting out of that area and walking away. So next thing I'm going to use for my face now is my serums. This is what matters. The first thing I'm going to go ahead and use is this Azure 24K Gold Collagen Anti-Aging Serum. You're never too young to start using anti-aging. I'm about to be 25 next month, so it's never too late for your girl. So I'm going to go ahead and put this under my eyes. It's very thick, and I'm going to let that sit and dry for like 2 minutes, and I just kind of layer them on. So as I'm walking away, like down the hall, like the little hall area, again, it's like one group of people walking one way, one group of people walking the other, I hear a voice from behind me. And I'm like, okay. It's like very distant. And it's like, you didn't think I know you mess with so-and-so? You didn't think I know? I turn around and it's Ben. Belligerently drunk Ben. You didn't think I'd know that you was messing with Smith? Now, Smith is Josh's last name. Now, Josh has like a very, very like popular last name that if I said it, you would know. So I'm just going to say Smith. He said, you didn't think I know you was messing with Smith? You didn't think that I know you was talking to my boy? I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking? You didn't think that I would know. I'm like, oh my Lord, y'all. He's confronting me about talking to Smith. And then it hits me. Why is he bringing up Josh Smith, the guy I've been talking to? Now, next I'm going to use Volition Face Serum. This is a snow mushroom water serum. I love it. It's super light. I've been using this for like the past month now, y'all, and it's like super amazing. I can't get the camera to focus like I want to, but it's like super great. There we go. So I'm going to put this all over my face and let this again sit for like 2 minutes. So I put 2 and 2 together, y'all, and the big reason why he deleted me, why he didn't talk to me is because what? Him and Smith were friends. Him and Josh Smith were friends. So my new old hoe from high school, and my old love were buddies. And guess what? I told you. I forgot about that. They ran in the same circle in high school. So that's what I get. And they were still friends because they never left home. So I'm over here in college living it up, and they're living it up with each other like boys. So when I was talking to Smith this whole time, talking to Josh this whole time, he's bragging to Ben and the boys about talking to me. So when it started to correlate and 2 and 2 came together, he tried to hit him with bro code and delete me and thought that I was trying to be a hoe or something. And I wasn't. For the first time, I wasn't. I actually was not. And it broke my little heart. So I just like let it go after he's like, you didn't think that I would know you was messing with Smith. And I'm just like, okay. Like all this time, Smith didn't even know that we were like talking to each other or anything. Like he didn't know that I even tried to hit him up. So I'm like, oh my God, he's going to tell him and he's going to like talk to him about it. And then he's going to try and start drama with me. And at this point, I was just like literally exhausted with the situation. So long story short again, I end up like getting back home and like I hit his line. Like I definitely hit Ben's line that night. I was like lit or whatever. Phone lost, all types of bullshit. So next I'm gonna go ahead and put on this repairing cream, and I'm almost done, y'all. This is by First Aid Beauty. It's great for eczema. Like it's just like a thick, white, wonderful moisturizer. You can use it on your body and your face, and you only need a little bit. and it's like so worth it. So anyway, so I hit him up and I tell him I'm so sorry, and like I understand why you don't want to talk to me, and like if we can still see each other and me still being desperate again. I'm just like, oh man, I just want to see what you like now that we're 22, 23 years old. What you like, baby? And then he's like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. I was so drunk, I don't even remember any of that. And I said, oh my God. That felt like one of those dreams you have, y'all, and it like is not a real reality. And you wake up and you're like, in a drenched sweat. And I said, oh no, baby. I said, you don't even remember. He didn't even remember. So again, my heart breaks again. And Josh, the friend who I was messing with, who I like still to this day, like Josh will always have a place in my heart, had no idea still. Had no idea. And all that was, again, y'all, was another secret that I shared with Ben 4 or 5 years later. And I couldn't remember, and I couldn't like even, you know, think about all the things that like happened between us. But at that point I was just like, oh no, babe, like I know that me and you ain't meant to talk no more, because that was a mess. So that was that. And I slickly got away with it without like Josh knowing, and I'm sure to this day he'll never know. And that was that. So that was really, y'all, it. That's the story about like my meeting my crush, and like after 4 years and the encounter and all of that. So definitely helped me get this video to take comment, y'all, and leave a comment if you ever met with your crush, ever reconnected or anything like that, y'all. And thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.